Here, so I'm doing a pick a card reading for you under the new moon and Lionsgate portal on the 8th of the 8th, 2021. So I just want you to take a minute and ask Spirit whether you are needing the message and the guidance from pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. If you need a little bit of time, pause the video. Otherwise, lean in, deep breath, and you can just ask for a number. So the first number that comes to you will usually be right. Don't doubt yourself. But let's just give it a minute. So pile 1, pile 2 in the middle, and pile 3. What is your message for the new moon and Lionsgate portal? Okay. I will put the timestamps into the description box, so check that out if you choose pile 2 or 3, so you can skip to it. And let me know in the comments what your pile is. All right, let's get into it. So pile number 1. Move these two out. Let's have a look. Your message for the new moon. All right, your first card out is the moon. So what I'm hearing for you here is what you choose to create or manifest under this new moon will probably come to light by the next full moon. So that's only 2 weeks away. That's not very far. So if you feel as though you've been trying to create and you've been trying to manifest and you just feel as though everything's just hitting a snag, this is kind of your card to confirm that like by the next full moon, things are going to start coming to light. So what you ask for and what you create under this new moon and this Lionsgate portal is going to be very intensified. So it is really important to be sure that you're grounded, be sure that you are feeling into exactly what you want. And not only that, but also being super clear on what you want. I feel like for a lot of you, you've been really overrun with your emotions lately. You feel like you've been drowning a little bit. And that's obviously metaphorically speaking, but almost like things have been very overwhelming. Your emotions have been very overwhelming, and you're just kind of like, I don't even know anymore. Like there's a bit of a sense of like defeat, of anxiety, of fatigue here. So it's just kind of saying use this moon to create what you want and need. Do it swiftly, quickly, and very specifically, and then rest, relax, go and do something else, okay? Like I said, I feel like by the next full moon, you're going to see the sprouts. But what I'm really getting here is be specific. Don't let your emotions rule the show. So if you need to do a meditation or something to get grounded first, do so. Clean your house, clean your space, clear your energy, whatever you need to do. But try not to come from an over-the-top emotional space. If you are going to lean into an emotion, make sure it's love. Make sure it's that feeling of joy and just excitement, especially around manifesting. Okay, because if we're manifesting from fear or anything like that, we're just going to create more of it. Okay, so this is a very potent moon, but you know, this is sort of saying now is the time to really lean into this creation. There is something that you've wanted or been looking at working on or starting something, and this is saying this is the moon, this is the time to create it. But then also keep just doing whatever else, okay? Write it out, put it away in a book or something, let it go, all right? By the next full moon in a couple of weeks, you will start seeing this come to light. So be very conscious of your words and your actions. Now, your spiritual guidance here. Now, some of you here as well, just quickly, I'm getting also with this black and white wolf here, it's also saying some of you might need to just be a bit more open to your shadows, working on your shadows under this moon. You might have a lot of shadow energy come up, but remember, anything that comes up is to be released, but also working with that masculine, feminine energy, dualities, knowing that when there's happiness, there's also sadness. When there's love, there's fear. Like everything works with a polarity. So a lot of you, I feel, will go and lean into that acceptance under this moon as well. Okay, if you don't, it does create resistance. So this is kind of saying like, let's just work on everything together, but don't get bogged down in it. Don't let everything override what you really want. Okay, now your spiritual guidance, energy work. Now, that is, like I said, what I just touched on at the end there. So through this new moon portal, they are saying work on your energy, whether that's physically with a professional like myself, a Reiki healer, or something of the sort, or just, like I said, leaning into YouTube meditations, guiding meditations, using intention and clearing ability, like clearing tools around your house. Energy is just about moving your energy. So you might even just physically move your body, do some yoga. You might meditate in the way of cooking or dancing. So anything that helps you clear out that stuck, stagnant energy is going to be really helpful for you under this portal. For a lot of you, I do feel like you need some sort of cleansing and clearing, so like white light meditations, grounding work. But like I said, if you are having trouble, this is, like I said, working with an actual service, like an energy worker, will be very helpful as well. Now, I am just getting one final message here for pile number one. One of your abilities here is I feel like you're very intuitive, and maybe you've considered becoming a healer in some way. That could be this thing you're looking to manifest, a new business, a new opportunity, because you are sort of naturally gifted in that respect. So definitely look into that. But overall, for pile number one, I'm hearing you really clear and clean your energy up. Really honor any of the shadows that are coming to light, and just know that what you manifest under this moon is actually going to take flight within a very, very soon. So be very, very mindful, be very grounded and connected before you start creating and manifesting things, okay? Very powerful energy at play. So it is suggesting that you take some time, connect to yourself, get still, really work on that, okay? So pile number one, like I said, lots of stuff going on for you. Might create a lot of fatigue and desire to rest under this energy. So do just honor that as well. Also soaking in water, whether that's salt water with salts in a bath or in the ocean itself, but that's also going to be very cleansing for you. So do your best to get into water, or visualize yourself in water if you can't do so, okay? Even the shower, just letting that water run over you and wash off all the things. All right, pile number one. Like I said, let me know in the comments if that was for you, if that was helpful for you. And as always, if you want a bit more in-depth reading, or if you are open to some healing work on that, please let me know. My link is in the description as well. Okay, let's move on to pile number two. Okay, so if you chose pile two, I've got your card and your spirit's guidance. All right, so let's see what we've got here for you guys. Okay, so Four of Wands, pile number two. So the first thing that came to me then was that song, Celebrate Good Times, Come On. Whether you know that song or not, maybe Google the lyrics. There could be a message in there for you. But overall, I feel like this new moon is going to be, or this portal is going to be very celebratory for you. I feel as though maybe you'll be leaning into that concept that you'll take a time to reflect under this this new moon. I feel like this is kind of what it's saying. Like, take a moment to actually sit and look at where you are, where you've come from, and you will actually see you're right where you're meant to be, and you're actually right where you want to be. So I feel like for pile two, you've been in the works of manifesting some things, your way of life, your dreams, I guess, are coming true, or they've come true to a certain degree. And you're kind of, maybe you're in a bit two minds. You're like, oh, what do I need to do under this new moon? You might feel like you're not feeling inspired or anything, but I feel like you haven't yet sort of looked at what you've got and celebrated that fact. So, whether you've been looking at trying to, start a new business or get a new job, or even just better your spiritual practice, or, find a partner or whatever it is, I feel like you've actually done it, and you're now like, oh, well, a new moon and a portal, I'm meant to manifest and do all these new things because that's what you do with this energy. But Spirit's kind of saying, hang on a second, you haven't even celebrated the fact that you've created what you asked for 6 months ago. For some, might even be 6 weeks ago, could even be a year ago. So this portal, I don't feel like there's a lot of reason for you to get all caught up in the rituals. And, the token, like I said, when these portals come about, it's very easy to get influenced, especially if you follow, lots of people on Instagram and stuff like that. It's like manifest and do all these things. But depending on where you are in your journey, I feel like for you guys, pile 2, you're actually quite a way in your journey. A lot of those posts, a lot of that energy appeals to those still quite new to the spiritual path. I feel like for pile 2, you've kind of been on this journey for a while. And I feel like you've kind of mastered your craft a little bit. So there's no need to get caught up in the rituals. By all means, if it feels right for you and there's something you do wish to, focus on or set intention around, by all means do it. But I feel like this is more like, look at your harvest, look at what you've got, look at what you've created from where you were. Maybe you started a new business and now it's your primary income, or maybe you've started that course so you can move into a better work environment, or take a minute to celebrate, because this is also about stability. This is also about that kind of union. So like I said, it could be union with self, it could be with a person. It's just about celebrating the fact that you've overcome whatever it was you had to overcome, and you have actually created the space for a person, a place, or a thing, or even just, again, that better connection with yourself and your spirituality. So awesome, guys. I feel like it's almost like, I feel like Spirit's kind of coming in as a really close friend here and being like, you should be so proud of yourself. You've done a great job. And it's not the fact that you've done something, you've created something that gives you that stability and that zest for life and that, like, yay, I made it sense. It's also saying, like, be proud of yourself, because you didn't come from the privilege here. Like, you actually went through the shit. You went through the heartache, the overwhelm, the anxiety, the feelings of not being enough, of it never happening. And that's the Spirit saying, be proud of that. Be so fucking proud of that. Because this is what you've asked for. And rather than think like, oh, okay, I've got to manifest because it's a good time to do so, just take stock. Do you need to manifest anything? And if you do, cool. Use the energies at hand. Otherwise, enjoy it. Celebrate it. Dance. Sing. And even if you feel like, okay, yeah, I can celebrate this, but I would like it to be a little bit better in XYZ sense, then again, use the energy to better what you've got, rather than think, well, that's not exactly what I asked for. I'll start again. No, you don't need to start again. If there needs to be some slight improvements, manifest on that instead of a whole new thing, okay? But if it's not, just enjoy it, okay? Let's see what your spirit guidance is. Okay, relationship. So this is, again, like I said, a relationship with yourself or relationship with another person. So I do feel like for a lot of you, this 4 of Wands is around having successfully created a relationship. So you might have just started seeing someone, or you might be seeing someone for a while now. And again, it's saying, like, rather than keep looking for faults, you've come through the pits to get it. Or again, with yourself, celebrate the fact that once upon a time you didn't want to be here, and now you feel like you're unstoppable. You can have what you desire. You can have the healthy relationship. You can have the health and wellness. You can live and feel the way that you want to feel, because you've learned that you are in charge of that. It is your responsibility. Okay? This is also saying that, like, when you are in that great connection with yourself, the rest of your relationships flourish. So if there's still things you need to attend to, do so. But overall, Spirit's just kind of like, just celebrate this. Whether it's that connection with yourself or another, it doesn't matter. But you've brought in that ability to feel stable, to feel grounded, to feel connected. And it's just like, once upon a time, you didn't think that was possible. And here you are. Okay, so pile number 2, let me know how that sits with you. Again, if you feel like you do need, your own personal reading to dig deeper on that, or some healing around anything that is still coming up for you, but go ahead and celebrate under this portal. Like, again, if you need to make some slight adjustments, use this energy to do so. But I think overall, you've done a great job. And this is sort of like, don't get caught up in all that external influence and noise about that you should be manifesting and you should be doing this and you should be doing that because this is such a potent energy and all this stuff. No. If you don't need to, don't. If you want to, do. But don't just go manifesting and doing things for the sake of it. Like, you're in a really good place right now. So rather than look at what you can still do or still gain, look at where you are and just enjoy that. Because you've come a long way to get there. So enjoy it. All right. So that's you guys, pile 2. All right. Pile 3. Let's finish this off. So again, we've got your guidance card and your energy under the new moon and Lionsgate portal. So far, yeah, we've had kind of a healing group and a success group. So let's see. I should have just pointed out there as well, guys, just before I do start on group number 3, if you are still watching at this point, it's not to say you're better or worse. Everyone's always on different parts of their journey. So it's so important to know that just because other people might be looking like they're ahead or other things, it's not to say that you are more or less deserving. Everyone's just always at different chapters and different stages. And that's why it's so important to honor your journey. Okay. Let's get on with pile number 3. We finish this up. Okay. I really love that this reading has given me one of everything. So pile number 3, we have the sun. So for you guys, this is a bit of an in-between pile 1 and 2. What I'm getting here is that, yes, you can have it. So under this new moon and this Lionsgate, I feel as though there is like this lenience between you kind of want to sit down and utilize the energy and manifest, but then there's also this part of you that's like, no, I'm not going to because like my dreams are too far out of reach, or I'm still not healed enough, or like there's just this like limiting self-talk going, I don't know what I want to manifest, I don't know what I want to call in, like maybe I'm okay here. But this is sort of saying you guys have a lot of power behind this portal, so use it wisely. Pretty well whatever you set in stone here is going to create itself in some way, shape or form. So be mindful of that, but also know that it's possible. You know, you may need to do a little bit of work around limiting beliefs, but I feel like you kind of are in a space where you know you can do it. You almost just don't want to. And not because you don't want to or you're feeling like you can't be bothered, but because you're actually a little bit afraid of it coming in. Like, I feel like, you know, for example, if there's like, oh, I really want a relationship, you're like, yeah, I can manifest that. I know I can. I've done my work. I've done this stuff. I'm ready. But it's like the ego or that fear is just like, oh, but what if we get it? Or do we really want it? Like, it kind of feels like we've waited all this time. Like, what's the point now? Like, there's just this sort of almost like this whiplash of self-talk that's like, I know I could have it, but do I really want it? Like, I've got to this point where I'm quite happy and grounded and I don't know if I really want it anymore. And this is like the energy that's saying, well, if you do, this is going to be a very powerful time to use it and it's going to, you know, flourish. But also if you don't worry about it. You know, like there's no reason. You are always in control, but just know that the things you want, the dawn of a new day, this new beginning, this fresh energy, this like empowered energy, it's just about you stepping out of your comfort zone at this point. That's all it is. It's just that doubt that you can't do something, you're not deserving of something. You've almost gotten so used to not having this thing that you want that you're just like, I'm good here. And Spirit's like, yeah, but on the inside, you wonder what it would be like if you had it. And that's kind of already generated that manifestation. So guys, this is saying this is the time to ask for it. I'm seeing like the image of like, you know, when you're at a table at a restaurant and the waiter's there, like, can I take your order? They're ready to write it down. Spirit's ready to be like, are you ready for this? I'm just going to take the order back to the kitchen and get your meal ready. It's that close. It is that close, guys. And as always, it will manifest in a way regardless, because it is something you are thinking and feeling about. And remember, your feeling is always more powerful. But Spirit's like, get intentional. Get really clear, because it's kind of on its way anyway, but now is the time to really fine tune the order, because the last thing you want is something dodgy and you have to start again. But I feel like whatever it is you've been craving for, whatever you've been thinking about, whatever you've been feeling or doing, use this weekend to get super clear and just throw it to the universe and just be like, I am ready for this. I am ready for this. Okay? Because you are. Yellow, like the card of this yellow energy, it's all about the solar plexus. It's that powerful, confident energy. I can do this. I am worthy of this. Okay, the sun, and like I'm getting that dawn of a new day. You've been through the dark. You've been through the pits. It's time to come back to the light. Okay, you've done your work. You've put in the efforts. You've done the hard yards. This is like, now it's your turn to receive. Now it's your turn to step into that power and be like, I fucking worth it. All right. For some of you as well, it could be very helpful to just get out on the earth and just sort of get some wind in your hair, bare feet on the ground. The sun can also be very intense energy. So just, get grounded as well. Okay, but let's get into your spirit guidance card. There's nothing to worry about. So as I said, guys, whatever you've been asking for is coming, regardless. But it is a good idea to just fine tune anything this weekend, clear out anything old. But I feel like Spirit's got this under control. And like I said, this is your time to just open up and say, hey, I'm ready for this. Your ego is going to try to talk you out of it. Your fear is going to try to talk you out of it. But Spirit's like, it's coming. And you may have felt a little bit anxious because you can feel something, but you're not sure. And that would be it. It's these things coming into your life now. You've created that space. Like I said, anything that needs a bit of fine tuning this weekend, do so. But Spirit's like, there's nothing to worry about here. What you've asked for is on its way. You're worthy. It's time. And if that feeling of uncertainty and unsure, like what's happening, like I said, get out and get grounded. But otherwise, there's nothing you really need to do here. Again, a little bit similar to pile 2. You don't really need to get involved in the rituals. You don't really need to sit down and get all fancy pants with anything. Just know that what you've asked for is coming. Know that if you're starting to get a bit rolled up about it, what's going on, it's coming. I'm hearing like a couple of weeks. So maybe around again the full moon, similar to pile 1, you might start seeing things if you haven't already. But Spirit's like, just, get outside and go enjoy yourself, basically. All right, guys. So that is our picker card. So I hope whatever pile you chose was relevant for you. And like I said, you can always contact me regarding a deeper private reading or some healing if you're feeling that. But overall, like I said, I've got a really sort of split collective here at the moment. Like I said, the piles were very much, some of you still need to do a bit of work. Some of you are all good. Some of you are, you're good, but there's maybe just a little bit to do. But otherwise, it's like, it's just appreciating that you're all on different parts of your journey. And, these energies bring in different things for different people, depending on where you are. So just honor that. And like I said, if your card was helpful, shove it in the comments because I love to hear. But like I said, we have the Lionsgate portal on the new moon. So that's a lot of new, fresh energy. Like I said, clean your house, sage your house, declutter, get rid of any old bits and pieces, donate them to charity. Just, clean up your space is always a really powerful thing. And like I said, if you are feeling a bit like overwhelmed or anxious, getting grounded, using your tools like journaling and salt baths are all really helpful as well. Okay, guys. So thank you. And like I said, let me know in the comments how this helped you. And I look forward to doing something like this for you again soon. Take care.